Hey guys, so what I thought I would do is, because I understand that a lot of shearers, we don't obviously have a lot of time, we're traveling, we got work, we've also got family commitments. So what I thought I would do is share a couple of little warm-up drills that you can do either before you start work, as soon as you get out of bed, or just before you start your run. You can do this while you're warming up your handpiece. You can do it at smokers, you can do it at lunch. And these are really great drills that I myself have had to figure out and learn, so that I can actually get my back and my hips feeling really good, because I actually damaged my back a lot from shearing. I think it was probably potentially a little bit off before shearing, and it's got something to do with my hips. So what I do is I do these two warm-ups. The first one is going to be a hip warm-up. That I do these two warm-ups twice a day, and what it does is it gets my hips in a good position, but it also creates some stability in my core so that I can protect my back and basically prepare my body to lift some fucking heavy weights. And that's how I know that my body and my back and my core is starting to feel really strong. But I thought I'd chuck out these videos because I know you don't often have a lot of time, and I thought that'd be really helpful. So one thing you will need is a little mini band. So you can get these anywhere. You probably want a good fabric one. Go on something like bootybands.com and you'll be able to find one. First one we're going to do is a little hip drill. So this one here, you start with the band around your ankles, and then all you're going to do is lie down flat, set a timer for 45 seconds, and then pull that band out as hard as you can. And what you'll feel is, if you're like me, you'll probably feel the front of your hips are a little bit tight for a start, so keep pulling out. And then what you'll feel after a little bit of time, you might feel it straight away, is that your butt really starts to fire, really starts to go really hard, which is what we want, because we want our glutes nice and strong, nice and activated, so that we can support our spine by using our hips rather than our lower back. So you do that one for 45 seconds, cool? And then our next one is you're going to raise that band up, cool? Just going to adjust this camera so that you can see. Cool, this next one is you're going to sit on a bench, band just below the knee, just above the knee is a little bit harder, and what you want to do is figure out what you get a better activation from. Is it just below the knee or just above the knee? I do a bit of both. Sometimes I get a different feel. So all you're going to do, feet about hip width. From there, push those knees out as hard as you can. Cool, while keeping your feet flat. So it's important that you keep your feet flat, because if you don't, you're going to use a different muscle. So feet down flat on the ground, push those knees out as hard as you can. And once again, 45 seconds is what you're going to do. So you're going to hold this for 45 seconds out. You'll start to feel those glutes really fire up. This is also a really good one you can do when you're driving, cool, or you're taking the van home. Sitting, a lot of sitting, what they're doing is putting you in this position. So getting that nice posture, keeping everything up, 45-second holds. This is a really great one, cool. Then the next one you want to do, just readjust once again. Just make sure we're all in frame. Cool, this one is called a lock clam. So there's a couple of things to this. What we want to do is work the side of your hips, the side of your glutes. So starting down, lying down flat, lock this leg in behind your knee or your ankle. From there, you're just going to roll over, put your finger here, and then just try to lift with that knee, so lifting the knee up, cool. And as you can see, I'm not actually very strong here. So this is something I have to work on daily to make sure that my hips are doing more of the work than my lower back. Cool, and you're going to do 20 reps each side. A couple of the things, if you're here, you're not actually going to get much, so make sure you're really lying over and you're feeling this muscle here on the side of your butt really work, because what that's going to do is when you're moving like this, it helps to stabilize everything. It keeps everything working nice here so that the lower back's not doing too much work. From there, the last hip exercise that I do for my warm-ups is 15 each side of a hip extension. So lying down, chins down, and the reason I got my hands underneath my hips is I don't want to have my butt up in the air here, just using my lower back. I want to push my hips into my hands as hard as I can. From there, I'm just going to lift up for 15 reps. Then obviously you swap sides. So once I've warmed up my hips, then I need to get my core going, okay? So that hip one is probably going to take you anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes. Cool, so our core one, I'll just put this so you can see, but our core one is we want to stabilize the front, stabilize the sides, and then create some movement so that we're getting a nice, stable, tight, activated core so that it's going to support our spine so that we can move freely and do our job. Cool. Our first one, modified McGill curl up. So all you're going to do, lying down flat on the ground, place your hands underneath your back. And what you'll find is you've got a round in your back, so there should be a little bit of space. What we want to do is close that space by lifting our chin towards the roof, hold for 3 seconds, lower back down. And what you'll feel is your lower back will push down. If you don't, try to actively push your lower back into your hands. So what you do is you do 5 each side. 1, 2, 3. Cool. It's a lot harder than it looks. What we don't want to do is this. Cool. We want to make sure we push up because that's going to get those muscles more stable rather than just working the beach muscles. Cool. So you do 5. You swap legs. And then you do 5 on the other side. From there, real basic, side plank. Cool, so what you can do, so maybe 12, 16 weeks ago, I actually had a lot of hip stuff going on, which was affecting my lower back. So I actually had to go to a knee plank, cool? And this is a really, really easy progression, but because I was a little bit unstable, my lower back was a bit sensitive, I had to go back to this one. So 45-second holds. Once you're doing that comfortably for 45 seconds, come up into a side plank on your feet. What you want to make sure is your elbow is underneath your shoulder, your hips are up so you're nice and square. Once again, holding for 45 seconds. Once you got that mastered, the last 15 seconds, you can go into a star plank. Cool? This is not only going to work your obliques, your QLs, it's also going to work that hip and open up your hip a little bit. Last one, that is a really, really good progression is the shoulder taps. Once you progress from this, you can actually do something like a Renegade Run, which is starting to load these positions. But all you're going to do, come in a good plank position on your hands. Feet slightly wider. Cool, you don't want to be like this, or like this, or like this. Try to keep everything nice and tight. Just going to tap each shoulder, nice and slow. So you'll do 20 reps. Cool. Once you've done your 20 reps on that one, stand up, 20 back extensions, just leaning back, really opening up. That's fine. Cool. Then if you like, if you've got a bit more time, throw in a little bit, some hip mobility. Once you're stable, you'll find that you move a lot freely. Like I haven't done any mobility work, but now that my hips and my abs and my core are feeling stable, I can move really nicely. So doing some of that, doing those 2 warm-ups, like they're only going to take you 5, maybe 10 minutes tops to get them done, but they are going to help your body feel extremely stable. It's going to protect your spine, it's going to protect your hips. It's also going to help you recover a lot better. And because you're more stable, you're doing things easier, you're going to be able to work easier. You work easier, you make more money, you can go home, have a good time with your family, do the things you love, but also continue to share and have a great career. Sweet guys, I hope they help. Obviously, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out. These have been brilliant for my back, super simple. You got to do it 2 times a day, but if you can only get it in once, it's better than nothing.